it is true that certificate bears that it has been brought to my attention that the certificate we issued to Kyagulanyi today bore the date of 19th. But I want to affirm very definitely and assertively that I'm the one who signed that certificate. I signed it today. But the people who prepared it, I think, made an error on the date and put the date of 19th. In any case, we could not have signed that certificate or made it on the 19th, because on the 19th we communicated to Kyagulanyi, informing him that he had not met the required number of supporters or signatures from the 98 districts of the country. So we could not write to him telling you have not fulfilled the number, then at the same time issue a certificate dated that same day. So I'm the one who signed that certificate. I signed it today, but the people who printed the certificate and brought it for my signature made an honest mistake on the date. So nobody should make a big meal out of this. Let people focus on the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that, one, at first when Kyagulanyi submitted the list of names of supporters, he did not meet the required quota. Secondly, when we even went out of our way and notified him and informed him that, look, you have not met the quota of supporters as required under the law, he submitted more names, which we verified, I think, over the weekend, and issued a certificate of compliance. To me, that's the bigger picture. And secondly, I think you cannot say that because there is this error on the date, therefore they had signed it earlier, but they didn't want to give it to me earlier because they wanted me to fail. If we wanted you to fail, then we would not have notified you. We would have just kept quiet. But the fact that we went out of our way to tell you you have not fulfilled the necessary quota in this regard, and you brought more signatures or names, which we went out of our way to verify, it was an honest mistake, but there is nothing much out of it. Really.
Why has this also been linked to the change of date of nomination?
Of date of nomination?
Yes,
no,
especially of Robert Kyagulanyi.
No, look, he communicated that he wanted to be nominated on 23rd and gave the time. But remember, it's the Electoral Commission which reserves the right, the power to determine who comes on which day and at what time. Okay? And secondly, the second day we have given him for nomination, is it outside the days we had announced to the public for nomination? Is it outside those days? The date of 23rd, or rather 24th, is equally important as the date of 23rd, in that any aspirant who has fulfilled the requirements to contest for the office of the president will come. If you come last, you'll be like the one who came first. The issue is, are you going to be accorded the same treatment? Are you going to be accorded the same opportunity for you to get nominated or not? So I don't see anything about that. It's not you to say, me, I have said I will come on this day, and so be it. We look at so many factors. And one of the things by the way people should realize, one of the things that we considered, one, aspirant Museveni Yoweri Kaguta is a crowd puller. Kyagulanyi Sentamu is a crowd puller. Now, if you have people who are prone or who have the propensity to pull big crowds coming on the same day, then you're going almost to paralyze the places because of these big crowds. So we said, no, since these people have the propensity to attract big crowds, let one come on this day and another one comes on this day. But most importantly, and I want to emphasize this, the determination of which candidate comes at what time is the preserve of the Electoral Commission, nobody else.
Chair, lastly, you are in position to answer this. In the past nomination exercise, we've witnessed some presidential candidates being arrested immediately after being nominated. What assurance do you have today that a similar scenario might not happen this time around?
First of all, by the nominated candidates themselves following the law and the guidelines issued to them on how they are to conduct themselves after nomination, right from the venue. If the police tell you, take this route, and you want to take the opposite route, then that is likely to cause a confrontation. If the police tell you, please don't cause processions on the road, just get in your vehicle as you came to the nomination venue, drive and go and find your people where you can talk to them or address them. And then for you say, no, I will conduct a procession, get out of the car roof, and then start waving to people, then again you are causing that kind of scenario where the law enforcement will try to come and call you, put you to line or to order. So therefore, the starting point is for the candidates themselves to follow the law, to follow the guidelines issued by the commission, and also comply with what the law enforcement is telling them. But at the same time, we also want to appeal to law enforcement agencies to exercise their powers, their authority, with some minimum level of balancing their conduct in the context of what is going on that day. Because a nomination process is supposed to be a peaceful, happy exercise. The people of Uganda are being given an opportunity to exercise their constitutional right under Article 61 under Article 1 of the Constitution to elect their leaders in a free and fair election. Can we have an environment that is generally conducive to the people to exercise their right under the Constitution? So much as the law enforcement have the power under the law to do what they have to do in order to contain a situation, at times you may have to exercise that power with some level of flexibility. And that's why you have the police now emphasizing community policing. We now have community policing that let us engage with the communities and talk to them so that we make them our partners in fighting crime. Not always coming to arrest, not always coming with the handcuffs to arrest offenders. Can we do it in a proactive, preventive manner? So even in this particular instance, we are appealing to law enforcement agencies. Please, can we ensure that we address every situation as it unfolds? It's not every time that when you have a situation of apparent lack of recognizance or abiding by the law or following the law by certain people that you come in a coercive manner. At times, why don't you talk to these people? And I think the police, I'm glad that the police leadership have picked up this message. We have been holding conversations, discussions with them on how can we avoid a repetition of what happened in 2020. But understand, unfortunately, some of our political actors deliberately go out of their way to stoke the embers of confrontation with law enforcement, because I'm told that's what gives them either leverage or some political capital or some visibility. But I've told the police, please do not allow yourselves to be set up by these people. You assess the situation. You try other means. Before you come to the coercive methods of containing a situation, try other means. Now, when those other means fail, then you resort to coercive means. But I want to appeal to everyone, the candidates, those who are going to be nominated, law enforcement, the supporters. The supporters also play a key role. The supporters also play a key role. If the police have told you, please get off the road, border riders, borders, stop riding in the middle of the road, stop coming in swarms and swarms of borders because you are accompanying this candidate, because you are disrupting other road users. We must remember that the road, even though we are in campaigns, even though we are in elections, the public facilities like roads, like markets, also are the preserve of other people. They also have a right to use them. It's not only you, the aspirant or the candidate who has been nominated, to have a monopoly over the usage of this road and push out others or push off others because for you, you are passing by and you are moving at a pace you want. No, there are people who have a right to use that road as well. So we want to assure you that we believe working together, we shall avoid these mistakes.
Layman might not understand. After the presidential candidate has been nominated, they are provided with security. What is their role in guiding the candidate?
Security? Now,
Yes.
the role of security is to ensure that the person of the candidate is protected from the risks of harm, danger, and so on and so forth. Because there are some people you never know who may want to create a narrative about the whole process, a negative trajectory, by harming the candidate. So it is the responsibility, and it is in the law, that every candidate shall be accorded personal security. And that's why the security we give them is not on the campaign trail or on the roads. Even at home, we have to deploy security to secure them even in their respective homes. So the whole essence is that security personnel are there to ensure that this candidate is protected, he's safe, he or she is able to go about the campaign trail without any fear, without any harassment, and without any intimidation. And again, we are saying, if this candidate is being given security by members of the Uganda Police Force, and then because of an unfortunate episode, other members of the security agencies of Uganda Police Force, now they come to confront this candidate who is protected or guarded by members of the Uganda Police Force. Now, that creates a very absurd situation. Should the members of the Uganda Police Force who are guarding the candidate confront their fellow police officers who are who are involved in this fracas with the candidate or not? So we want to say, if we can harmonize, if they can harmonize their activities and their operations, we won't see these unfortunate episodes. Nobody wants to see the kind of scenes that we saw in 2020, where there was bloodshed, where there was destruction of property, where there was chaos, and people were running for their dear lives. That was unfortunate, but we want to appeal to the candidates. You play a primary role in ensuring that these episodes do not occur. You play a primary role.